Good morning, everybody. This is Michael at FOUCH FABS. I'm here in my fab shop today, and we're cutting a job, and my guy running the saw, he came and asked me how to lay out these tops today, and we discussed it. For this job, we've actually got two tops. We've got this large L here, which he'd put a seam in it to try to save us some labor out in the field, but I told him to go ahead and make it in one piece. I'd much rather look-wise do the tops in one piece, and it makes the job go by faster. And then we've got this L over here. So what a lot of shops would do, you know, they would cut this up in seams so that they could try to get everything out of one slab. I, on the other hand, would rather make the jobs look nice, have the tops all in one piece, even if we have to cut into another slab, because eventually we will sell the leftovers of the slab, as long as we leave the pieces big enough. Okay, so yes, we are cutting into two slabs. Yes, we have to buy those two slabs as soon as we cut into them, but it's money in the bank because we'll have pieces left over big enough. As you can see, what we've got left over on this, correct? So this job does have backsplash, and I think it was maybe a miscommunication between me and my saw guy on where to cut the backsplash. I'm gonna get my pointer ready here, guys. So I told him to go ahead and put this back together, lay it out. We needed a piece of backsplash for the back of this one, which would be a full rip. I'm gonna lay this one out so you can see it a little better. So we needed a piece for the back of this one, which is not quite a full rip. One full rip would have probably got the back and the sides of this, okay? And then one full rip would have got the back of that. And then we could have got away with a half a rip. We could have probably got away with a side rip for that one over there. But I told him go ahead and just cut us 3 rips out of the bottom of this. And what I meant by that was to bring the saw down to the bottom. The way I always do it when I cut is, you know, I make sure to get all the roughness out of this bottom here, because you'll have rough chunks and things like that on the bottom. This one we don't really have it as bad, but it is a little uneven. So, you know, we would have to start our cuts about right here, which, you know, we got about 5.5 inches. So if we would have made our first cut straight across here at 5.5 inches, you know, then we could have had a 4-inch splash, a 4-inch splash, and a 4-inch splash. And that would have gave us our 3 pieces, okay? Which in turn, our last cut would have been right here, okay? So if we measured from here to there, we would have had 26.5 inches. Your standard top for a kitchen is about 25.5 inches. You know, somewhere between 25.5, 26. Like I said, we would have had like 26.5 inches. So we would have had 26.5 inches by, of course, we'd have to subtract a couple inches for roughness. You know, say by 95 inches. Plenty big enough to get a large vanity, you know, a large kitchen top, pretty much any kind of top. So I think the miscommunication come in, and he took, you know, cut from the bottom to just, you know, once he made this cut, to cut it, you know, straight across and get his backsplash down. Well, what happened there was he got his 4-inch here, he got his 4-inch here, got his 4-inch here, but here we have, you know, 8.5 at the thickest point, but the reality of it is we got about 5.5 inches of waste here. So that's just thrown away, which, you know, we try not to have anyway, so I told him to go ahead and rip another piece out of that. But the problem lies in here. See, now we only got 22.25 inches, which is not enough for a kitchen top, nor is it enough for a vanity top. So the only thing I can use this for is like backsplash on another job, or if we sell a kitchen out of this that has a raised bar or something like that. Otherwise, it's useless. So what happened was basically we cut up a whole slab for one top and 3 pieces of backsplash. Thankfully, it's a it's a level 1 builder grade material, so it's not super expensive. But the whole point of this video is not to badmouth the saw guy. Maybe I am crying about it a little bit, but the main reason is for people that watch my channel, just make sure when you're telling your guys how you want something cut that you're very very direct on where you want them to start that cut at. Don't ever assume that they know what you're talking about. If you have to point it out exactly where, point it out. If you have to make marks, go ahead and point it out. Okay, if you're not the guy explaining where for them to cut at, if you are the saw guy yourself, make sure, it's probably not your company, but understand that this stone, it's just like money. Okay, so you have to think of it like it's your money, because the reality of it is it's the owner's money. He bought this slab, he invested money in this slab to make money back off of it. So this piece here that we're just going to throw in the trash, that's dollars we're throwing in the trash. If you do the math on this piece, I did the math, it sells for $42 a square foot, and it would have ended up, it's about 20 square foot. So like $840. I did it at 40 and it was like $760, but I found out it's 42. But anyway, so that's $840 that more than likely we're not going to get back out of this because we can't sell it. So make sure if you're the one cutting it that you understand. First and foremost, if you're running a saw, you need to understand how much material you need to get a top out of. I think that will help you. If you don't know how much material you need to get a top out of, then this ain't going to make no sense to you at all. You're going to be like, well, it looks like a pretty good sized top. I bet you we can get a top out of it. But if you know, hey, I need 25.5 inches to get a kitchen top, or 23 to get a vanity, then you can measure and be like, well, I've got this material down here. If I cut that splash there instead of here, I can have a top. So just be mindful of what you got. Make sure your guys understand what they got and how much they need to get tops out of, and it'll save your guys a lot of stress. It'll save the owners a lot of stress, and in the end it'll save money, which will benefit everybody when it comes to raises, bonuses, and things like that. Also, it's not the case in this particular case, but you could do this and you needed that piece to cut another top out of for that job, and maybe that was all you had left, and then there's no more material to be found, and you have to call the customer and have them pick out other colors. I mean, it can really spiral downhill really fast, if you don't pay attention. So the whole point of me having this YouTube channel is to help people. We all make mistakes and we can all learn from them, but if we can learn from each other's mistakes, maybe we won't have to make them ourselves. So anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. So like it if you like it, subscribe, and share the video. Thanks again. Bye.